Today we're going to look at exponential growth models. An equation in the form y equals a times b to the x is called an exponential equation. If the b value is replaced with 1 plus r, and I replace my x with t, I end up with an exponential growth model, which I've written down here. A is your initial amount, or the amount you begin with. 1 plus r is the growth factor. R is the growth rate. This 1 in the formula means you have 100% of what you started with, plus it's growing by a little bit, and the little bit it grows by is your rate. So if you were getting, say, a 3% interest in a bank account, you could do 1 plus 0.03. You get your 100% of your money that's in there, plus they're going to give you a little bit of interest for using your money. And t is your time interval. Suppose you buy a new home for $300,000. If it appreciates or gains value at 5% per year, an exponential growth model for this situation is y equals 300,000, that's my a value, my initial amount, times 1 plus, it's growing by 5%, that's my growth rate, so my growth factor is 1 plus 0.05, and that's to an exponent of t, where t is the number of years. So the initial value of the home was 300,000. The growth rate was 5%, which as a decimal is 0.05. And then I plugged that into the formula. The time was 5 years for this question. So I plug in 5. You can go ahead and add those. And then I probably would just put this directly in my calculator. But I have broken down what you would get on each step if you simplified that by hand. But you can type it 300,000. And then in parentheses, you can either do 1 plus 0.05, or you can just do 1.05, and that's to an exponent of 5. And so that gives me the answer of $382,884.47, which is what I have here. We're going to go to the next page now. For this example, Hannah buys a new comic for $5. The value of the comic increases by 15% each year for 4 years. Write an exponential model to describe this growth equation. So my initial amount, my A value, is $5. And my rate is 15%. And I want to write that as a decimal. The word percent, per means divide, and cent is 100, like centuries. There are 100 years in a century. There are 100 centimeters in a meter. So the word cent means 100. So on this one, I'm going to divide 15 by 100, so that gives me 0.15. So using my formula, y equals a, 1 plus r to the t, the formula for this is y equals 5, 1 plus 0.15, and that's to the t. Let's go ahead and create a table for this. So you can plug in 0 for t, so 5, and then 1 plus 0.15, and that's to an exponent of 0. So if I plug in 0, I get 5. If I plug in 1, I get 5.75. If I plug in 2, I'm going to round that to the nearest cent, so it's about $6.61. And then if I plug in 3 and 4, I'm going to go ahead and write those last two answers. If you would like to pull up a table on your calculator, you can do that. If you go to y equals, if there's an equation in there, you need to clear it out, and you have a graphing calculator in your Schoology folder. And so I'm going to type in 5 parenthesis 1 plus 0.15 exponent, and I'm going to use an x for my exponent. It doesn't matter, it's a variable, so you can pick whatever letter you want. So x is the same thing as t in this equation. And then I'm going to pull up a table. So I'm going to go to second graph, and here is my table. Notice for 0 I have 5, 1 I have 5.75, 2 I have $6.61, 3 I have $7.60, 4 I have $8.75, rounded up, and I can scroll down. And my next question asked for $10. So that is going to be $20.23. You could also use your equation on that. And you would get that answer too. Let's go ahead and make a table for this, or a graph for this. And we can use that table on our graphing calculator if we'd like. I'm going to label my axes. I think I'll space this out, so every 2 spaces will be 1. And it looks like I need to go to $20.23. So maybe on the y-axis, I think I can go by ones and I'll be okay. So that's 1, that'll be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. So it's going to go slightly off my graph, but I can estimate where that's at. Okay, so for 0, I am at $5, which is here. At 1, I'm at $5.75, so that's probably about right there. At 2, I'm at $6.61. 3, I'm at $7.60. Maybe about there. 4, I'm at $8.75. That's a little less than $9. And I might plot some ones in the future. So remember at 10, I was up here at $20.23. So at 10, I'm about up there. And maybe I'll plot a couple more. It looks like at 7, I'm at $13.30. I might plot 8. That was $15. I'm getting this from my calculator. So $15.30. So that's probably about right there. And that probably gives me enough points to draw a nice graph. And so notice that this starts curving up. It's not a line. This is an exponential. I didn't quite make it through that, but pretty close. And that ends today's notes.